What is up, Knicks Nation? It is Anthony. I'm joined by my co-host, Chris. We are back. We took some time off. It has been about a month, Chris, since we've been on here. But we're recording a podcast for you guys, another podcast, because training camp is coming very quickly, man. In about a week and a half, we have media day, training camp, and then the season is rolling. The summer flew by so quickly. Can't believe it's already here. But Chris, man, what's going on? How was your time off? How was your month off? It flew by, bro.
Yeah, like you said, it flew by way too fast. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's nice having some downtime, just kind of enjoying the seasons. Um, how about you, man? How'd things go for you?
I enjoyed it too. If you're new here, we were just hammering out content on the Knicks Nation page, the YouTube channel, the podcast. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to all platforms. We're gonna keep hammering out content throughout the season, but it's good to take a nice little mental break every now and then. But hey, man, we're back. Training camp
We're back.
notes. We have some training camp notes, and I guess we can start off with FIBA ended. The USA, we didn't even get the bronze medal in that. Canada got the bronze medal. USA was disappointing. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart were obviously in that, along with RJ Barrett. And I was thinking about this, when the tournament started. Like, will the playing time for Brunson and Josh Hart and RJ Barrett, do you think that will affect them come the regular season, the beginning of the season? You think they'll have tired legs come, December, October, November?
Oh man, I hope not. But these are players that are used to playing for Thibs, who's basically going to run them, as many minutes as he possibly can, unless it's some sort of blowout game. But you know, I'm just happy that FIBA happened. The Knicks players got their chance to play in it, get that experience, and most importantly, came out of it healthy, as far as we know.
Yeah, that's the most important part. We wanted our guys to come out healthy. Obviously, Brunson and Hart, all good. RJ Barrett's all good. Congrats to RJ Barrett for getting that bronze medal for sure. But I think I read a quote somewhere that, when come like December, that's when these guys really start to feel these heavy legs, because they've been playing basketball pretty much not the whole summer, but for quite a bit, and they're playing heavy competition over there in FIBA. So we'll see how that affects Brunson, Hart, or RJ, especially Brunson and RJ, considering that they're going to start for us. And obviously we'll have Hart coming off the bench. If you would like Hart coming off the bench, we can touch on the training camp, which I think should be an open competition for shooting guard. But I do think that Quentin Grimes will, sustain that job, keep that job. And I shouldn't say I want it to be an open competition, but, we got guys now, clamoring for that shooting guard position, Chris.
Yeah.
Grimes, we have Quickley. You want Quickley to start, and then we have Hard, and then now we have Dante DiVincenzo. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of guys right there trying to compete for a spot, specifically the starting spot. I kind of think an open competition will be great, push these guys to compete. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's a real lock for Quentin Grimes to be in the starting unit. They brought in Dante DiVincenzo, and I think that's for a reason. I think he probably has the nod right now for starter, but I don't know.
Dante,
Yeah, I think so.
really?
Why sign him if you're not going to, right?
Yeah, I see that angle of it, but then again, I see the angle of give Quentin Grimes another year, shooting guard, starting guard, and alongside Jalen Brunson, he took strides last year. Obviously, it was a great year for him. In terms of shooting the rock, he shot close to 40%. Obviously, playoffs not so much, but that's interesting. So you think you think Dante would get that starting nod? It's going to be interesting with Tom Thibodeau. Like if one of the reporters just ask him straight up, like, is it the starting shooting guard at open competition? Because remember last year we were clamoring for Grimes to start, and Fournier was the guy coming out of training camp because of his contract and pedigree, and it's going to be interesting to see in a couple of weeks if that is the case. I mean, because they bring in Dante DiVincenzo, sign him to a big contract, $50 million, not a big contract, but you get my gist. And then you extend, Josh Hart to a massive not a massive contract, but a big enough contract that,
Yeah.
these guys can start, man. These guys can start.
Yeah, just a lot of options there. And I mean, look, it's a good problem in my opinion to have, but when you're trying to figure out who's going to start, who's going to come off the bench, that's where it gets tricky, especially, with Thibs and how he runs the ship. But don't get me wrong, I want Quentin Grimes to get all the time he possibly can, especially in that starting unit, because I personally believe he's going to take a leap and he's capable of taking a big leap. There's just a lot of talent there to kind of unlock with Quentin Grimes. And as long as he stays healthy, I think, you know, better if he's in the starting unit, but even off the bench, I think he's going to, take a leap for us this coming season.
I agree. I do think that he has more in the tank, man. Don't forget, he's super young. He's part of our youth, and him alongside Quickley, I think Quickley even has some room to grow as well. But it's going to be interesting because I do believe that Quickley's usage is going to go down now that you bring in Dante DiVincenzo and you have that competition with Quickley, with Hart. All these guys are coming off the bench, and we can talk on the Quickley contract that hasn't been signed yet. We're recording this on Wednesday, September 20th at 10:21 p.m. So no Quickley contract extension yet. It's expected to happen, but until that pen is signed on that dotted line, Chris,
Yep.
I don't know. It's getting close to training camp. RJ Barrett signed pretty late last year as well. Obviously, we had the rumors with him swirling around, and Knicks backed out of the trade. Then they extended RJ Barrett. So could happen in the next week, but it's cutting it close, man.
Yeah. I actually thought the Quickley deal, the extension would be done by now. I kept saying this is somebody you have to lock up, and in my opinion, I still feel that way. I still
Yeah.
feel Quickley has so much more to grow as a player. I mean, his transformation just on the defensive end itself is like a testament to the hard work he puts in and the untapped potential he has offensively going forward. I mean, we haven't even seen Emmanuel Quickley, take a big leap offensively yet. And if his defense could take strides the way it did recently, I think sky's the limit for this guy. I mean, I know he's undersized and all that, but I just think, again, I'll say it again, I think he has star potential,
Now, I do think that he has star potential as well, but how does it transpire, man? Especially with all the guards that the Knicks have. You're bringing in Dante DiVincenzo now, and the minutes will come. Obviously, Quickley will probably sustain his same minutes that he played last season, but I'm just hoping that they don't go down, right? I'm just hoping that he still has the opportunities that he was given last year. Because given the opportunities, especially when Jalen Brunson went down, Chris Quickley was inserted into that starting lineup. Knicks didn't, miss a beat, man. Quickley's numbers as a starter, they're over 20 points a game. I think he's averaging 6 or 7 assists per game. And this is not like it's a small sample size, but I think it's about 15 games that he has under his belt as a starter. He could start.
Yeah.
He could start for sure. But him alongside Brunson, undersized. It's just, I don't think it's going to happen, especially when you have Josh Hart, Quentin Grimes, and now Dante DiVincenzo in the mix. I don't see Quickley starting, but yeah, still no Quickley contract. The Knicks did re-sign Ryan, the guy, the Villanova, Ryan
Archidiakono.
Archidiakono, there he goes. His name just escaped me. They signed Ryan Archidiakono. How do you say that? Ryan
Ryan Archidiakono.
Ryan Archidiakono. I can't say it. I'm going to butcher that name also. I was butchering that name last year too, but they re-signed him. Another Villanova guy coming in here, Chris. So they bring in Ryan. They bring in another Villanova cat. So you have Jalen Brunson, Ryan, Josh Hart, and Dante DiVincenzo. That's 4 Villanova cats on the New York Knicks. Now you're saying to yourself, wow, that's great, right? You're bringing in guys that form chemistry. Ryan's never going to probably play. Hopefully, And he's probably just, there was a report that Tom Thibodeau thought that his professionalism coming in on the bench, at the end of the bench, in practice, behind the scenes, it was great and all that. That's why Ryan re-signed with the Knicks. But my whole question for you, Chris, is do you view this as some type of, I wouldn't say problem, but do you view this as, like, if you're RJ Barrett, if you're Julius Randle, if you're in the locker room, or if you're just, chilling in your house and you see the New York Knicks signing all these Villanova guys, what are you saying? What are you saying to yourself, right? Obviously, we have the Julius Randle news that he just switched agencies, CAA to WME. Could be a story, could be nothing. But you're
Yeah.
seeing these Villanova guys coming in, and what are you saying to yourself? Am I just, making this a bit big enough deal, which it shouldn't be? Like, or is this like kind of an issue?
I don't know. I mean, it can go both ways, right? If you really think about it, like you said, it could be, oh, you're bringing in, guys that have a certain pedigree, from Villanova. They play hard. They're tough. They have a tough mentality. They're dogs.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say. But and you'd hope that those qualities rub off on the rest of the guys, right? The rest of the guys are hard workers. They'll come in. They'll ball out. They'll play with intensity.
Hmm.
You know, that's what you hope for, in my opinion. But
All great.
then
All great.
there's all there's the flip side, right? What if this is like the secret, Nova Knicks clique, and maybe they're just keeping certain things to themselves and just inside jokes, things like that. Will there be chemistry problems? Will some players feel a certain type of way? I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic to think about. I really never thought about it from that perspective. I
Yeah.
always took it as, oh man, you got Josh Hart, somebody who plays, gives their all. Well, obviously, we know what Brunson brings to the table.
The
He's never
positives, which you want to
faced.
look at. You think about it
Yeah,
from the positive standpoint.
exactly. But then when
Yeah.
you think about it, it's like, maybe some of these players are like, yo, maybe RJ's like, what's up with these Nova guys? Yo, why can't we get more Duke guys in here? It's interesting to think about, but I never really gave it much thought, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. It could just be my crazy mind just, trying to make a big deal out of nothing. But, it could be a ploy for Jay Wright to, be the head coach of the New York Knicks next
I've
year.
actually heard that. I mean, I don't think I'd be upset at that.
And then you obviously have Josh Hart trolling on Twitter for Mikal Bridges. Oh, I got to talk to you for a second. Hit my phone. It could be just a nothing burger. But all I'm saying is, like you said, you look RJ Barrett, Julius Randle. What the Knicks are making clear to us is that this is Jalen Brunson's team. You know,
Yes. Yes.
they're this is Jalen Brunson's ship, and we're gonna go down with Jalen Brunson because they're signing guys that he's comfortable with. They're signing his boys. Ryan is his boy. They're bringing in Josh Hart, his boy. Dante DiVincenzo, his boy. This is his team,
I
and
mean,
Julius
can
Randle.
we get Bridges too?
Yeah, I don't see that happening, but I'm
I wouldn't
just,
be mad.
yeah. I wouldn't be mad either, but you get what I'm saying? Like, this is his team, man. This is not Randall's team. This is not RJ Barrett's team, as it should be, right? I have no problem with the Knicks committing to Jalen Brunson. What he has done for us in the past year in the playoffs, great. We've missed this for years, and Leon Rose and them, great on you for making this Jalen Brunson's team. I have no issue with that. But all I'm saying is these other guys, like, if they don't pay quickly, hey now, you know, that can cause
Yeah.
some not some turmoil, but I'm just saying, like, some questions, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost similar to the whole, Knicks and CAA type of deal where, supposedly the Knicks only sign CAA type, CAA players, you know,
Which is false, but yeah,
yeah, it is false, but
yeah,
like, you could kind of, compare those two situations right there. Um, but like you said, this is Jalen Brunson's team now. And you'll probably never hear Jalen Brunson say, "This is my team" or anything like that.
no,
He's going to defer because he's a professional, and
super
you know,
humble.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And again, even more reasons why it should be Jalen Brunson's team no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's not a slight against Julius, because look, let's be real. You know, did the Knicks pay Julius Randle a hefty sum for him to come here? Yes, but Julius Randle still came here, did what he did, and kind of, put us back in the proper trajectory after some bumpy seasons here and there. But,
Yeah.
Julius Randle was still a big part of this team. And him switching agencies, could
What do you
that
think
be
about
all
that?
tied into this whole CAA Nova Knicks type thing? Who knows, right? But like you said, that could be a whole lot of nothing. Could be something. Is he not happy because maybe he realizes it's Jalen Brunson's team now?
What do you think about
Uh,
that?
I don't know. I mean, I when I heard it come through, I didn't. Again, not something I
Yeah.
was like, oh, all right, whatever. He didn't like the way that they were
CAA. Yeah.
representing him or something. Maybe he just wanted a fresh start with another group. But I mean, there's been a lot of rumblings, right? That the Knicks are gonna make a big move. The Knicks are gonna trade. The Knicks are, trying to get a superstar. And you got to figure. I mean, if they're not trading someone like R.J. Barrett, most likely a Julius Randle would be in some type of package, right? Maybe is Randle feeling a certain type of way? He's like, you know what? Let me get an outside group,
Yeah.
kind of take it out of the hands of CAA in case something were to go down. Maybe that's his way of protecting himself in case there is a trade or something in the works, and he's just out of the loop because CAA maybe has closer ties. Well, we know they have ties to the Knicks, but maybe they're keeping him in the dark on some things. And again, this is all speculation on my part.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. What I thought about was first, he obviously made all NBA, right? This was his second time making all NBA, correct?
Right.
So there's no discounts anymore for Julius Randle. He switched to this other agency. He was in CAA. He's not giving you that CAA discount anymore. That's the
Yep.
first thing I thought of was the money,
That's a
because
good point.
he's gonna want this extension. And if you make all the NBA, you get a good extension. Not the super max, but he made the third team, so he's not gonna get the full super max. But he's gonna get when his time is up, he's eligible for a large extension. And him switching, look, if a trade would be in the works, I'm sure 50% of Knicks fans will be for it. 50% of Knicks fans wouldn't be for it. Look, Julius Randle was polarizing, just like Carmelo Anthony was polarizing when he was here. And whether you believe that he was hampered in the playoffs because of an ankle injury, dude got surgery in the summer, man. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's interesting, man. I mean, the dominoes just falling with the Julius Randle switching agencies right before training camp. Then I don't know, man. Then Emmanuel Quickley was seen working with Julius Randle actually a couple of weeks ago, and he was working with Josh Hart too. So that's not to make it a big deal out of that, but it's just it's interesting, man. I mean, there was a report. What was interesting, what I'm trying to say is there was a report that came out before that there was a sleeper team for Damian Lillard. And then
Yes.
the report came out that Julius Randle switched agencies. So, a lot of people on Twitter were putting two and two together. They were like, now why would that be? And I don't know, do you think the Knicks are the sleeper team for Damian Lillard? Like, I don't know. Like, Damian Lillard is still a Portland Trailblazer. He still hasn't been traded. And look, the Knicks were hot and heavy for Donovan Mitchell. Same size for Damian Lillard. They were hot and heavy for Donovan Mitchell to pair with Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Remember, I brought this up last month. I was like, if they were hot and heavy for Donovan Mitchell, why wouldn't they be hot and heavy for Damian Lillard? Now, I get it, the age,
Yeah.
that the injury history. I get it. But are the Knicks that mystery team, Chris?
Oh man. Um. Who knows, right? I mean, it kind of came out of the blue, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't think it would be. I know again, we all know Dame wants to go to Miami. That's his power play. regardless, I know he's saying he wants to show he's going to show up at Portland and all that, but man, is that going to be awkward as hell if that were to.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it seems like it's going to be the case, but when I first saw mystery Eastern Conference team making a bid for Lillard, my first thought was, all right, this is definitely Portland throwing this out there just to see, put pressure on the
Yeah.
Heat to kind of make a better offer or something like that.
Because the report, sorry to cut you off, but the report now is that the Heat are not backing down from their offer. Portland wants more. The Miami Heat are saying, go get more because we know you can't get more. So, yeah.
Yeah, so when it comes, you know what? I commend Portland because they're like, you know what? We're not gonna get screwed. We're not just gonna trade you for a bag of chips just because you want to go. I mean, thank you for all you've done, but no, we're not letting you go for nothing. I commend the Portland Trailblazers for that. But yeah, I mean, Dame's been basically said, I'll play only for Miami Heat and Portland now. So that's what I thought initially. I mean, I just hate to think that, I'm surprised it didn't say like the New York Knicks are interested in Dame flat out
Hey,
because
don't
so
you
many
think that would have
times.
came out already from somebody? Like
Exactly.
the Knicks are
Exactly.
interested. There was a report that Dame said that he'll, even if he got traded to another team other than Miami, he would request a trade to Miami again.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna come. That was I was gonna get to basically. Like, I think it's too much of a risk where he's clearly made up his mind that he wants to be in Miami.
yeah.
And do you really want to give up assets and young players, picks, the whole shebang for a player who, you
Would
know,
Dame make us a championship contender? With Brunson, with Julius Randle, with RJ Barrett? Because I'm not sure if they would give up an RJ Barrett, but I think they might have to. But
I think I don't think so. The reason I don't think so is simply because you got to give away so much to get him in there.
yeah, but Miami's not giving away that much. I
Well,
don't
that's
think I don't think you would have to give away that much. I think they want picks and they want like one or two young guys. So if it's like a Grimes and like I don't know
man.
someone else, and
Now
then
you're making me actually think
a
that
couple of
it could
picks.
be.
I'm not saying this. Look, we're just throwing stuff at the
Oh yeah,
wall
this is
here. I
just
mean, it's probably not going
balling,
to
but
happen. Yeah, but I mean, they're not. Look, Miami's not offering the world. They're
that's true. They had Hero and what? I
if you
think they were saying Bam at one point, but that's not
yeah, that's
happening.
not.
They don't want to get rid of Bam.
Look, if you're the Knicks, if you want to get Dame, you're trying to win a championship now. His window is probably a couple of years more, maybe three more years. You know, so I don't know. There was also a report. I mean, let's just close out this Dame thing. I mean, I honestly don't know, man. It's September 20th. In the next few days, it can go down, man.
Yeah,
These things can happen quickly right before training camp. Do the Portland Trailblazers really want to bring back Damien and Lillard? Dame said he would go back, but I don't know if that's possible. Are the Knicks the mystery
yeah,
team? It was just interesting circling back to Julius Randle, switching agencies, and then somebody said there's a mystery Eastern Conference team in the sweepstakes for Damian Lillard. But I don't know because Julius Randle is thought highly in the front office by Leon Rose and everybody. So
yeah. I
trading
mean, I would.
him, I don't know.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think I think if you're trading for a Dame Lillard, you'd want to keep a guy like Julius. You want to have a Brunson, Julius, and Lillard type of
Yeah,
core, in
yeah.
my opinion. And if like you said, we only have to give away maybe one or two young guys, and obviously we have picks for days. Um, that's kind of intriguing. I mean, if we were able to keep the majority of our young guys,
We're a
then
contender.
I
We're a
yeah,
contender.
for sure. I mean, Lillard himself
Yeah.
has proven, it's not like he's washed or anything. He's getting up there in age, but he can still win you a game single handedly.
Listen,
And
before he got hurt last season, Damian Lillard was the MVP of the league. He
yeah,
was,
yeah,
why do you think the Knicks are, compiling these guards, man? DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, they're giving themselves an out from, Quickley or Grimes
right.
to ship these guys off. That's why they're the Quickley extension, they have to ask themselves, is Quickley a better trade piece with that contract attached to him, or is Quickley a better trade piece with another year left, restricted free agency next year? And let's say you resign, you extend Quickley to $100 million, which is reportedly what he's asking for. What if he takes a step back next season? Then another team's like, hey, you sign him to that contract. I don't like that contract. So, look, we're just spitballing here. The Knicks can just keep him, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
he better suited to just, are the Knicks better suited to just kick that contract down the road and let him go into restricted free agency and just keep their options open? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the that's kind of the question here. I mean, you know how I feel.
Because
I'd rather lock him up,
is he going to
but like you
start?
said, yeah, exactly. Like you said, there's a lot of variables that go into it,
Yeah.
and it's not cut and dry type of deal. But I mean, I'm actually intrigued, man. I mean, if who knows if the Knicks are actually, I'm sure the Knicks did their due diligence on Dame. Whether they're this mystery team, whether there actually is a mystery team, that's a whole nother thing. But you know, yeah, Knicks would definitely be a contender with Dame on this team. And as far as Quickly goes, I have a case for him going into restricted free agency and then not because you
Yeah.
know
Likewise, man.
I feel
Likewise.
like the Knicks just when it comes to restricted free agency, it never goes well.
The last one that I can think of was Jerry Milan, and then the Rockets backloaded
Yeah,
that contract, and then the Knicks were like, "No, thank you," and they let him go. That
yeah.
was the
I
last
mean,
one.
in hindsight, that was probably not too bad for us, but at the moment, it sucked because Jeremy Lin, came on the scene with a bang, and we thought we finally had our point guard of the future, basically. So,
I know that was something. But circling back to quickly, it's we touched on this during the last podcast. You essentially would have so much money coming in off the bench.
yeah,
Josh Hart just got his massive extension, $90+ million. DiVincenzo, you know, not a big contract, $50 million. Then quickly, if he were to get $90 to $100 million, all coming in off the bench. Not that matters. Like I honestly don't think it matters because Tom Thibodeau will distribute the minutes how he wants to. But
hmm
like I told you, it's just something about that just makes me feel a little off. And
yeah,
hey, it's just I'm not gonna change it. I mean, it's just something about that makes me feel off, man. I want to give Grimes the opportunity to continue to grow, continue to start, because I think Quentin Grimes, out of all of our young core, I mean, quickly aside, I think Grimes, has the highest ceiling, compared
yeah,
even higher than Barrett, man. It's just that's how
yeah. I
highly
mean,
I think of Quentin Grimes. Like I truly think this kid is special. His shot is his shot is pure. He's going to be a 40% 3-point shooter next season. Knicks fans, I hope you're ready. He's going to shoot the lights out next season, and I'm
yeah,
speaking it into existence. And I just
I
hope
like
that
it.
the Knicks don't screw it up, man.
Yeah, for sure, and that's Nick's PTSD there for. We always
Yeah,
think something wrong is gonna go, but no, yeah, I agree with Grimes, man. I mean, you saw it last season.
yeah,
Even in the playoffs, this guy, he's a worker, man. Getting hurt, getting that. I keep going back to that play on Jimmy Butler when he gets the steal, man, after getting hurt. Yeah, he has one of the fastest first steps, man, like I've seen
he
in a
has the tools,
while.
bro.
And you know, I always said it. I feel like he plays too fast, but once he
Yeah,
figures that out, he's gonna be a problem because he's not just shooting; he's trying to drive, he's trying to dunk on people.
yep.
This guy, he has the tools, man, and I think he could definitely take it to a whole nother level. And I feel like he's gonna make strides, man. I can't wait.
He is, and the guys around him would just make him better. Obviously, starting alongside hopefully All Star this season in Jalen Brunson. I mean, got to
Yes.
make the All Star team this year.
Should have been an all-star, man.
NBA needs to
Unbelievable.
stop disrespecting this dude. I mean, he was hurt for period of time there, and then, but yeah, he'll have the guys around him and Hart, DiVincenzo, Brunson, RJ, RJ Barrett. I mean, what are your thoughts about him going into another year? Took strides in the playoffs, still super young, and he looked good in FIBA. He looked good for Canada. He was a real factor in them winning the bronze medal. So RJ Barrett has another year under him, and hopefully he can blossom into maybe an all-star status. Don't know if RJ Barrett's ceiling is an all-star. I think that would be hard for him to accomplish, but 20 points a game. I just want to see his efficiency go up, Chris. That's the only thing with RJ Barrett that I'm worried about.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I want to see too. And yeah, I mean, he played really well.
Yeah.
For Team Canada. I mean, he had a couple of rough outings. Everybody was clowning him, saying, "Oh, same on RJ," blah blah blah. But if you look at his FIBA stats as a whole, he actually had very efficient games, and I think maybe there was one or two games where he was basically the best player on the court.
Yeah.
You're talking about some guys, right? Shai Gilgeous
Yeah.
Alexander. If you want to throw Dylan Brooks in there, I guess whatever. But but like if you talk about a team that has
Look,
Shai on
Dylan
it,
Brooks, he sent USA home.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he had his moment. That was legit his moment. Like I think that was probably the best game he had, um,
Yeah.
which is insane. I mean, I
I know.
can't believe that even happened. But
Dylan Brooks, man.
but yeah, Dylan Brooks. I bet you he does not repeat that while on the Houston
This guy
Rockets.
wanted to square up in the hallway. He's trying to square up with Dylan Brooks. Houston, man, you got yourself a player in Dylan Brooks.
Oh yeah,
Can't wait
that's
to see that
that's
transpire, right?
entertainment out there. But RJ, he definitely looked really good, man. You could tell he was working on that shot. He was hitting threes, and FIBA's a whole nother animal. You saw with Team USA, they struggled,
Yeah.
with FIBA's catching up. It's not like the old days with the Dream Team. We heard all that, but RJ's hitting his shots. He's been efficient, and you just hope that translates to the season coming up for the Knicks. Because again, teams are gonna challenge him. They're gonna leave him open. They're gonna want to be proven. Like, show me that three. Show me
Yeah.
you can hit it consistently. And if he's shooting it like he did in FIBA, that's just gonna open up the floor for everybody.
You're right. Look what Miami was doing. They were challenging him to shoot the three. Knicks lost that series because no one can shoot the ball. Nobody. Not just RJ Barrett. Don't want to single him out. Nobody was shooting the ball well. I think Obi Toppin was shooting the ball kind of well, but yeah.
Yeah, he got his usual 11 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
I
but
miss Obi.
yeah. You think we can go a podcast without mentioning Obi Toppin?
I don't think
Seems
so,
like we
man.
mentioned him a lot, but I will watch. I mean, okay. I hope you do well in Indiana, Obi. But yeah, man, RJ, expecting good things out of him. Grimes, hopefully he stays in that starting role. Obviously, it will be interesting to see if there's a competition. And look, he will have competition, man. Josh Hart, and I do think Dante DiVincenzo. I don't think Josh Hart will take over that starting shooting guard position, but like you said, I do think Dante DiVincenzo, because he is like a clone of Quentin Grimes. They do things differently, but they do a lot of things similarly. And Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo shoots a three at 40%. Last year, he shot the three extremely well, and he's pesky in the defensive end as well. And he has that chemistry with number 11. So I don't know. I just hope that we can somehow figure out a system, or like a system where all these guys get these minutes. Josh Hart, will he be that backup for? It's looking like it, right, Chris? I mean, it's looking like the Knicks are rolling into training camp with Taj Gibson signed. Who did he sign with? Washington again?
Yeah, he re-signed with Washington. That's the vet that I wanted the Knicks
Yeah,
to bring back. I mean, I just thought it was perfect.
yeah.
we needed a forward. He could slot in the power forward spot if he wanted to. Taj all of a sudden he's capable of hitting threes.
Yeah,
I thought it'll be a good fit. Tibbs guy all around, but we got Ryan Archidiakono now, and it is what it is. He fills that, I guess, vet role that Derrick Rose would have been.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, again, I think it's good problems, man. Having
good problems.
DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley. You know, I think it should be a competition. It'll be a really good one, but ultimately, I think that's just a flexibility, and I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows if the Knicks just play a lot of small ball. Try to
Yeah,
beat teams with quick guards and just defensive intensity. I mean, Tibbs must be salivating at the defensive, you know, assignments he can put out there on teams. So
man.
it's gonna be interesting, man.
Tom Thibodeau right now is probably laid up in bed, just drawing up plays, looking at film. Man, this guy, man. Shout out to Thibs, man. But yeah, he's just look. It's going to be interesting. The Knicks are going to have to play small ball. It will work against most teams. It won't work against some teams. And some nights we're going to be on here saying that look, the Knicks they messed up. They should have signed another power forward. They're too small. Most nights we're going to be on here saying, look, the Knicks can shoot you to death and, shoot you out the gym. And we don't
Yeah,
need a backup power forward. It's going to fluctuate throughout the season. But Tom Thibodeau is a key, man. Tom Thibodeau, what are your expectations with him? You know, another polarizing guy. You hate him, you love him. I have my thoughts about him. I've said that I think that this is Tom Thibodeau's last season because I do think the Knicks at some point will hit a ceiling. And, sometimes that coach that they hit that ceiling with, we just have to get some fresh blood in here because I do think Tom Thibodeau will be that, like Mark Jackson was in Golden State and get them to the top. And then you get that other coach and bring you to the promised land. So I don't think, especially now with the NBA, the way the NBA players are coddled and whatnot, I don't think that Tom Thibodeau is suited for today's NBA. But I'm not sure that matters because, look, he has done great things as the New York Knicks coach. He has done
yeah,
amazing things being the head coach of the New York Knicks. He has turned this. He's made our franchise. I mean, he's turned it around. Honestly, he's built a culture here. He's set a foundation. So I don't know. I know fans. You know how Knicks fans are, Chris. They're going to be nights
yeah,
where get this guy out of here. I want this guy off my team. Tom Thibodeau sucks. His rotations. Quentin Grimes, 5-10 minutes. What's going on? You know that's gonna happen. Quentin Grimes is gonna
yeah,
play like 10 minutes one night, bro.
yeah. I mean, that's to be expected. I mean, especially in New York, and you see it with other teams too. I mean, look at Adam in Milwaukee. They let go of a great coach in
Yep.
Budenholzer. For what? All he did was get them to the playoffs almost every damn year. But
He won a finals
Tibbs,
with them.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
What you want, right? Like, what more is there
Yeah.
after that? I mean, I know you want more, but if you got a coach that got you there, why not keep him? But yeah, I mean, I kind of agree, especially after the season the Knicks just recently had. We made a playoff run. I was kind of surprised. Like, you would think maybe the Knicks would have been like, "Hey, let's talk to Tibbs, see if we get some sort of extension or something."
Hmm.
But you haven't really heard anything about that.
Yeah.
So it starts to make me wonder, at a little bit at least. That's like, you know, could it be somebody like a Jay Wright coming through? Could it be, who knows? I mean,
I honestly don't want that, man. I don't want. Like I know the story sounds great, Jay Wright coaching his Nova guys, but I don't know. I want
too
someone
much
else.
Nova.
Yeah, I don't want that, man. I don't. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but I do think with Tibbs, I mean, I think you're spot on. I think, would I be upset if this was his last season? Depends on who they're bringing in.
I wouldn't. I'll tell you right,
But
I wouldn't at all because
but I think, like you said, I mean, it's kind of like Tibbs's MO, right? He gets the teams going, playing well, consistently, good culture, and then it's almost as if he hits that ceiling or overstays his welcome, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
and then things go off the rail type of deal. I mean, we've kind of had a little bit of both, with Thibs here so far. Overall positive. I think he's done a great job, all considering, the roller coaster seasons we've had. But mostly positive. I wouldn't be upset if he stayed, but I think eventually we're gonna hit that ceiling, and they're just gonna need another voice in there, to take him to that next step. But I would love for Thibs to win a chip. I mean, he's put in a lot of work, and we almost had it last year, right? Could have been in the finals.
He has, man. I would love. Look, like I said, I see him staying within the organization.
Yeah,
I see him staying within the organization if the Knicks were to go that route. So, Tom Thibodeau, another year under his belt. We have stability, man. I mean, he's been the coach here for what, 4-5 years now? Four,
yeah.
4 years going on. So, he has some stability, and it's just going to be interesting whether the Knicks either take that step forward or they take a step back.
Mm.
I haven't given my predictions yet, but I have to see how it unfolds in training camp and how the dominoes fall and where Damien Lillard goes, and
Yeah.
things can happen in a blink of an eye, man. The East can change on a dime. So, look, October 9th, we open up preseason against the Boston Celtics. It's coming soon, man. It is coming soon. But Chris, one
Cannot
more
wait.
last thing we have to touch on that. Have you heard of the player by the name of Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Now, who's that?
Let me refresh your
Please.
memory. He's just one of the best players in the NBA. But no, look, it was interesting that what was he on a podcast last week? And he said that if something along the lines that if Milwaukee can't get the job done, that he's open to pretty much going to somewhere else. And obviously, you have the floodgates open up about Giannis coming to New York. I mean, we've only heard that rumor now for what, 5 years now.
Yeah.
And then today, Ian Begley said the Knicks are going to be monitoring the Giannis Antetokounmpo situation. I would think so, right? I
The
mean,
Knicks and every other team.
exactly. And look, there's going to be another team that's going to have better assets to acquire Giannis, but it's going to be interesting if Giannis just look. The Knicks were going to sign his brother. They were interested in signing his brother.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, look, it depends how Milwaukee was the best team in the East last year. So it's going to depend how this year unfolds. Obviously, the Knicks are waiting for that next domino to fall. You have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Donovan Mitchell's name is still being linked to the New York Knicks. I think the Knicks are probably past the Donovan Mitchell talk. Joel Embiid, that's going to be another name to watch. But, hey, pick who you want. They're all going to be rumored to come to the New York Knicks, Chris. And it's just, at this point, as a New York Knicks fan, it's like I'm tired of hearing about it, and I just want action.
Yep.
Like,
Show it to me. Like, prove
honestly.
it to me. Like, I want action. Don't tell me about it. Just I want to see it. Show me the proof, right? Just bring in the star already.
Yeah. I want
But
action, man. I don't like
yeah,
I'm tired of hearing these rumors. Like I'm over it. Like they're fun. They're fun to talk about. We're still probably going to talk about it. We're talking about them now. So I mean, but I just look, the Knicks have set themselves up in a perfect position to
yeah,
acquire one of these guys. Probably better now than in years past with all these assets, these guards, these young players that can trade away. So hey, maybe the dream is close, Chris. Maybe it's close because Giannis out of the Kupo in New
Dang.
York.
Oh man,
Oh my gosh!
I'll get that
Come
jersey
on.
right now. But not for nothing. And I'm on the same boat with you, man. Like, how many times have we heard LeBron's coming? How many
Yeah.
times we used to hear, Kobe was gonna come? How many times we're gonna hear, insert star name here? I mean, yeah, it gets old. It's been old, and we haven't got anybody, right?
Nope.
But
But Brunson,
Brunson, yeah, I
and he
mean,
wasn't supposed to be that
yeah, it wasn't.
star.
Not only that, the Mavs could have just signed him on a cheap contract and kept him. Luckily
Yeah.
that played in our favor. But with Giannis, the thing that kind of got me was, so, like you said, they wanted to sign his brother, Thanasis, right?
Yeah.
Who previously had experience being on the Knicks.
Former Nick.
And to me, that was kind of like, that
It
got
was
me
kind of out of the
thinking a
blue,
little bit
right?
because I
Like
was
it
like,
was.
yeah, I mean, not the Knicks weren't a good team when they had Thanasis, but like he didn't really get much of a chance. So you
Yeah.
would think maybe he wouldn't even want to come to the Knicks, but there was actually a report out there where he said he was heavily weighing going to the Knicks,
Yeah.
and
I
that made
saw
me
that too.
think. I was like, hey, hold up. So he didn't have such a bad experience, or maybe he just that was a different time, whatnot.
Yeah.
But kind of they're brothers. They obviously talk, and to me maybe I'm connecting too many dots here, but that kind of tells me that maybe Giannis wouldn't mind coming to New York. So
I think
he's big on family. He's big on it with his brothers.
doesn't he have two of them right now in Milwaukee on the same
Yeah.
team?
Yep.
I think Giannis was loyal, but I think things have shifted in Milwaukee. So I think now he's starting to chirp a bit, and he's not really liked in the NBA circles. Like he came out saying that he doesn't like working out with other players really like that because something I forgot what he said, but and then he's not really liked around the league, right?
Mm.
So I don't know.
I mean, I
Go
personally
ahead.
think that's smart. Why do you want to work out with the
Yeah,
players
I
you
like that.
compete against and show them show them like you don't want them
Yeah.
to get the edge on you. I mean, I like it.
Yeah, the NBA is becoming like too friendly, like
Too buddy
it's
buddy.
too buddy buddy. But
Too many black ops.
but yeah, I think now look he's under contract still with the Milwaukee Bucks. It's going to be interesting how that team is this season because have they hit a ceiling? Obviously, they got knocked out by the Miami Heat, but they re-signed pretty much their core, so no one has really significantly left. So Giannis is still on the Bucks, but it's a name to watch. Obviously, with Joel Embiid still, we still have the James Harden situation. It's going to be interesting if Harden even shows up to training camp. But we're focused on the Knicks. Obviously, you have the superstars being rumored to the Knicks. Dame, who knows? Giannis, maybe in a year or two. I don't know, man.
Hopefully.
Listen, the day that trade
It'd be
goes
nice.
down, man. Oh,
Oh, get it.
ooh, ooh,
Line
ooh.
up for the parade.
Line up. The NBA is not ready for the Knicks to be great again. I'm telling you right now, man. Knicks
I'm ready,
fans are
man.
hungry. We got a little taste last season versus Miami Heat. We just needed that one superstar to bring us over the hump.
Yeah,
Ooh, man, I'm ready, Chris. I'm ready to
I'm ready, man.
go to the promised land. I'm ready to cash in the chips. I am, man. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I can't wait for the season to start, man. I need some basketball, man. I need some NBA basketball.
What are you mostly excited for? Just the season in general, seeing the Knicks, or just, you know,
You know what?
Brunson another year?
Yes, I
Yeah.
want to see another year of Jalen Brunson, man. It's just the footwork, the just having a competent point guard, man. Like again,
Yeah.
I can't say it enough how good it feels to have an actual point guard on the New York Knicks. I mean, this isn't past their prime, X star, nothing like that. We got a prime time guy on a very good contract
Yeah.
that we got to take advantage of again. But yeah, I digress. I mean, Jalen Brunson. I mean, I'm excited to see the whole entire team because honestly, I think not making many changes is only going to help us. A lot of teams
Yeah.
kind of remodeled their teams. You
Hmm.
got the Celtics made some big moves with Porzingis, training smart. A lot of pieces that were moved around, and I think it takes time to gel, right? So for the Knicks, do they have some new pieces? Sure, but it shouldn't be enough where they're taking a month or two to gel or anything like that. So I think that's an advantage for us.
For sure. I'm excited for it all. I'm excited for the bring on the rumors, bring on the haters, bring on the lovers. Knicks fans, man. We're some of the best fans in the world. I'm excited that, media day is coming up, training camps coming up, some of the most exciting times. The beginning of the NBA season is approaching, man. And look, we're back.
We're
We took
back.
some time off. We're back. We're back doing Knicks. We're back talking about it. We're back doing the things that we love. And obviously, if any other news item hits the fan, a Quickley extension, a Julius Randle trade, no. We'll be on here. We'll be on here talking about it, spin out some hot takes, and
Yep.
the year's just getting started, man. I'm excited, Chris. Let's go.
Me too. And for all of y'all out there in Knicks Nation, reach out to us. Ask us some questions. You got any questions? We'll answer them. We love hearing from you guys. So please, ask away.
Ask away, man. Hit the comments below. Reach out on Twitter at Knicks Nation. Chris's Twitter is at CAlvarez421. My personal Twitter is at Anthony D. Isaacs. But yeah, man, this has been episode 19 of the Knicks Nation podcast. The New York Knicks are back. We're back. We're excited. We'll be on here. Probably doing weekly episodes?
Yeah.
Maybe, double weekly episodes during training camp, live streams, the whole shebang. I'm Anthony, man. That is Chris. We will catch you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.